Okay, let's go ahead and create our first subpage and look at a couple of methods we can do for accomplishing that. Now, when you're starting out, I recommend that you just follow the method of simply copying and pasting the code. If you're using Dreamweaver or some other IDE, some of those programs have templates set up to where you can create a template of your home page and then create subpages from the template. Or if you're using PHP, you can use some common includes to include your navigation or your header section, which makes updating your site a lot easier. But when we're starting out, we'll just kind of go with the manual way of copy and paste. So what we want to do is we essentially want to copy all of this code that's in our index.html page and save it into the first one, which we're going to start with our about page. So I'm going to do Command A to highlight all of the code there. You can see everything's highlighted. Command C to copy that. And I'm going to create a new document here. And I'm simply just going to paste all of the code inside of here. So we have quite a bit of code. And I'll save this page. I'm going to save it inside of my site root. And we're going to start with the first one, which was called about.html. Make sure you do have the file extension in there. So about's the first one we're going to be creating here. So save that inside of your site root directory and hit save. And then the method of madness is really just change what you need to change on this page. Right now it's an exact copy of my home page. So obviously the title should be different. I could say about our company. And then maybe we'll do a pipe symbol and Evercool Corporation website. So the title's different. And now that we're on the about page, I'll zoom in here a little bit. This is kind of zoomed out. Now that we're on the about page, this one's going to be current. So I'm going to say class equals current on only this link. And then in this particular page, let's save this and just make sure we can load that up. So I'm going to save that. I'll navigate back to the Finder and let's open up this page to make sure everything's working well for this one. So let's double click the About page. So it looks just like the home page right now, but it's a different page. So it's About. Notice the About is active. And for this page, I mean, we got to decide, right, what's going to be on it. But this featured section might not be here. So let's come into the code and let's delete that entire slider div because it's not needed. We'll come back and refresh. And maybe for the About page, it doesn't have these two side boxes. It's not going to have all this stuff. Maybe the sidebar is the same, maybe it's not. So let's come into the content section. I'll delete those boxes that I don't need, those home boxes. And all this content for the call out, all this other stuff I probably don't need. Let's just delete all that. And maybe all we have inside of here is just a header too. We'll just call this the About page. And then we'll have a paragraph of text. And we'll just copy some lorem ipsum over here from our Photoshop mockup to paste inside of this paragraph. And we'll save that and refresh. And this is what our About page is looking like. So that's pretty good. We need to add in some of the CSS. We'll just kind of use the same CSS we worked with over here. So we'll jump back to our CSS sheet. And let's minimize this because I've got to come back to my CSS sheet. Oops, looks like I actually don't even have it open. So I'll open up our CSS sheet again. And we need to, let's minimize this again so we can see them side by side here. So for our CSS sheet, we need to add in the header too for that content section. So it's going to be similar to the sidebar header too we created over here. So we're just going to say comma. And then this is content H2 as well. We'll have this being applied to it. So we'll save that and refresh, and that should give that header 2 there just fine. So this is gonna, we'll consider this completed for our second page. So if we go back to our index page, I'll just come up here and just type in index.html. So this is our home page. If I come up here and click on About, now this link should work. So I click About, and sure enough, it takes me to my About page. Content here is different. I could add different sidebar, and that's the method. So in the next video tutorial, we'll go ahead and add all of these other pages, and then we'll kind of finish things out.